Base po sa inyong datos dyan sa NKTI, gaano po ba karaming Pilipino ang nangangailangan po ng kidney transplant? Marami po ba?
Opo, yes. Actually po, in the 2024 data from National Kidney and Transplant Institute, makikita po na at least one Filipino develops kidney failure per hour po. So, that's approximately 120 Filipinos per million population po ang nagkakaroon ng chronic kidney disease. In particular, yung kidney failure po. No? So, yung chronic kidney disease kasi meron pong 5 stages. So, when you say na kidney failure na talaga, that's already CKD stage 5. So, yung mga pasyente hong with kidney failure, they're actually candidates po for renal replacement therapy. So, that would come in the form of dialysis po or transplant. So, technically po, itong dami ng itong mga Pilipinong meron pong kidney failure are all candidates for kidney transplantation. So actually, ito po ay medyo, kidney failure po is actually a global concern, no? It's, the prevalence is around 9 to 13% globally. Pero sa Pilipinas po, ang prevalence po ng kidney failure sa Philippines is actually as high as 35%. So medyo lampas-lampas po tayo doon sa global rate, no, ng kidney failure. And technically, all these patients po na may kidney failure should ideally po ideally should undergo transplant po, no, given the ideal situation ng there is available donor and finances po.
Naku po. Okay. So, thank you. Oo. Naku, Miss Annie, hindi pala ito parang maliit na problema lang. It's a big problem here in our country. And so, kung magagawa natin ng paraan kung kahit paano ay mabawasan itong ating problema natin, why not, di ba? Okay, Miss Annie, I know you have questions there. Go ahead po, Ma'am Annie.
Tama ka, Attorney Dot. Habang nag-explain si Dr. Yuga, napakinggan ko sa kanya, Attorney Dot, na 35% lagpas noon sa global rate ang may kidney failure. Sa madaling salita, sa mga bansa, pang-ilan po tayo sa mayroon ganitong klaseng problema po na may mataas na rate pag pinag-usapan yung kidney failure, na ito naman ay candidates for transplantation. Yung binabanggit mo, Doktora.
For the past years po, nag-range po tayo sa 5th to 7th po. May pinakamaraming chronic kidney disease cases po.
Naku po, ayan, sige. Siguro sa mga susunod na araw, pag-usapan din natin, Attorney Dot, yung tungkol doon sa prevention. But this time, dito muna tayo. Tututok. Okay. Ano yung kinakaharap na problema ngayon ng ating bansa pagdating doon sa kidney transplant? Sabi nyo nga po, itong mga Pilipino na mayroon ng stage kidney failure, yung pinaka-last stage na yata ito, they're all candidates. Ano po? Uulitin ko po, gaano kadami na? And pwede ko na bang idugtong? Gaano rin karami yung nasasawi dahil walang kidney donor? Dr. Yuga. Thank you po.
Okay. Yung kinakaharap na problem po ng bansa ngayon regarding yung transplant po is first po is the availability of the donors po, no? So the lack of available donors for the past several years has been the major limiting factor po for transplant. And on average, this really took a toll on the health of the Filipinos, no? Kasi talagang marami pong naghihintay ng donor, marami rin pong nasa waitlist, and approximately 1 Filipino dies per week waiting for to undergo transplant. Dito rin po sa Pilipinas, isa rin po sa mga kinakaharap din po ng mga Pilipinong meron pong kidney failure is, of course, the financial burden po, no? So, medyo magastos na sakit kasi yung kidney failure because at the onset, they will need a lot of laboratory tests, mga hospital admission po, and they would also need surgery in preparation for dialysis just in case they are not yet ready for transplant. So, yung PhilHealth naman po, fortunately, just recently expanded its coverage sa dialysis po, no? So, yung expansion po ng coverage ng dialysis ng PhilHealth already included even the medications being used during dialysis, and as well as the use of the facility, the use of the dialysis machine. So, at the end of the dialysis session, medyo wala na rin pong very minimal na lang po yung expenditure ng patient. And this expansion of the PhilHealth coverage for the dialysis, nagkaroon po ng advantage and disadvantage. It made dialysis more affordable to many Filipinos, but at the same time, for some Filipinos po, medyo naisang tabi yung transplant po, no? Kasi yung transplant talagang it's a major operation both for the donor and recipient that would warrant na medyo one-time, big-time na payment or expenditure for the patient. And so, somehow, this also affected the decision-making and prioritization of Filipinos in choosing or prioritizing transplant versus dialysis. But again, this financial burden was actually compounded by a more significant concern, which is really the availability of donors.
Parang ang pagkaintindi ko, Attorney Dot, dito sa binabanggit ng Dr. Yuga, na since may problema tayo doon sa transplantation at mga human, yung mga donor, ang isang alternative na pwedeng ma-prolong mo yung buhay mo, even without that transplantation, ay itong dialysis. Tama, Doktora? Na habang wala kang, walang replacement, dito ka tututok dito sa dialysis. Tama po, Doktora?
Yes po, opo.
Okay. Thank you for
kasi
that. Yeah. Yes.
Kasi, kasi many of the Filipinos po are, kumbaga they're diagnosed when they're already stage 5. Madalang yung nabantayan na nagpo-progress pa lang from stage 3 to stage 4 to eventually ended up going to stage 5 po. No? So, marami pa rin pong kaso na we diagnose them na stage 5 and they're not really prepared for transplant yet. But we always emphasize po sa mga patients na ideally, the dialysis should only be a bridge and that the end, that the treatment na rin na i-aim po ng bawat patient is really transplant pa din po.
Thank you for that, Doktora. Maraming salamat ng insights na binibigay niya. Napakalaking tulong. Ibalik ko po, Attorney Dot, sa inyo, si Dr. Yuga. Please go ahead with your questions, please. Thank you.
Yes, Miss Annie. Actually, very valid yung questions mo, no? But maybe we can go back to that later, Miss Annie. As of now, I think we should now go to our main topic, which is yung human organ preservation effort or HOPE ng NKTI. Ano po ba itong HOPE na ito and how does it compare with another previous program that you had, which is yung deceased organ donation program? Can you please kindly expound on these two programs po, Doktora?
Okay po. So yung human organ preservation effort, this used to be called CORE or Cadaver Organ Retrieval Effort, and this actually started 1983 pa po sa NKTI. This is the organ retrieval arm po of National Kidney and Transplant Institute. So, they are usually headed by transplant surgeon or a nephrologist. And then, many of the staff of HOPE are nurses din po. And their primary task po is to advocate organ and tissue donation from deceased donor po. And also to actively source out transplantable organ and tissues from their network of private and government hospitals. So, actually, yung HOPE po covers, it's the main organ procurement organization that covers Region 2, 3, 4, and the National Capital Region po.
Okay. So, you were able to explain to us po kung ano yung HOPE, no? How different are the two programs? Medyo hindi ko po nakuha yon. So ito, sabi po ninyo, kumukuha po tayo sa mga deceased, nagdo-donate po sila nung kanilang mga, most probably before they die, ganun po ba yon? Sasabihin po nila na pwedeng i-donate yung kanilang organs. And then, what about the other one po?
Okay. The deceased organ program is actually yung HOPE po mismo.
I see. So it's the same.
Opo,
It's the same. So there is only one program. And nag-exist pa po yan hanggang ngayon.
Yes po, yes.
Okay, sige. Okay, Miss Annie, ikaw naman.
Thank you. Attorney Dot, maraming salamat. Alam mo, marami tayong malalaman dito kay Dr. Ayuga. Yung aside sa kidney, anong organs po, tissues pa, ang maaaring ma-preserve through the HOPE program? Ha? Halimbawa, gusto mong i-donate yung isang parte ng katawan mo. Acceptable din po ba sa inyo, maliban dun sa kidney?
Yes po. Bali po, the way HOPE works po is that when there is a dying or brain dead patient po sa isang hospital, the doctors in that institution should secure certification po ng brain death. And then they would eventually issue certificate of death. And then they would usually call HOPE po. Actually, there's a QR code po that is available that they can just scan to refer to HOPE, or they can call directly sa NKTI to refer a patient. And when this patient po, or this when this patient po relative of that patient po consent po for donation, then yung HOPE po would manage this brain dead patient, and then to check if this patient is really suitable to donate. And sometimes po, when we secure consent, we ask the legal next of kin po, no, if they are willing to give all the organs that can be donated, or minsan po they just want the kidneys po, no? So apart from the kidneys po, they can also donate their lungs, yung heart, yung liver or atay, small intestine, yung cornea, and they can also donate tissues po. And so kumbaga parang a single donor can actually extend the life of 8 to 9 people kung meron po siyang or willing po silang i-donate lahat po ng organs po na yun.
Yan. Parang lalabas yung Attorney Dot. Kung tumawag sa HOPE, gusto ko mag-donate, hindi lang kidney. I-donate ko pa yung mga binanggit ng parte ng katawan. Ready po kayo doon. Pero, sapat ba yung tao ninyo dyan sa HOPE, Doktora, para masabi na yung mga kinuha nyo ay maayos pa, fit pa po ito para doon sa transplantation? Let's say, for example, for kidney, mayroon po kayong kumbaga sa quality control na mag-check doon sa isang pasyente, o yung mismong doktor na nag-check niya at sinabi na malapit na ito, bumigay na to, brain dead na ito, wala ito yung ibang sakit. Mayroon naman mga declaration kung anong klaseng sakit po, di ba, Doktora? I do not know.
Yes,
Doktor, educate us quickly on that matter. Thank you very much po.
Okay po, thank you for that question. Bali po, when a patient is being referred for deceased organ donation, yung doctors po ng patient na yon in that institution would declare this patient brain dead muna po, no? And they are not supposed to be part of any of the transplant teams to avoid bias. So once na-declare po siya na brain dead, HOPE will talk to the relatives if they're willing to give or donate all the organs, or yung kidneys lang po. So just in case the relatives will consent for multi-organ donation po, we are already collaborating with the thoracocardiovascular surgeons from Lung Center and Heart Center po, Philippine Heart Center. So just in case there would be a multi-organ donation, lahat po ng doctors from each specialties will come to that institution or kung saan man po i-retrieve yung organ. So, to answer your question kung may quality control, yes po, because like kami po sa NKTI, we are mainly in charge po for the liver transplant and the kidney transplant. And the thoracocardiovascular surgeons naman po, they also have their own transplant surgeons who are knowledgeable and skillful for the heart and lung transplant po. So, all for a multi-organ donation, there are designated transplant surgeons for every team or for every organ po would come and they would be the one to retrieve the organ. So meron lang po kaming tamang sequence para po hindi maapektuhan or hindi mako-compromise po yung organ habang nire-retrieve po yung isa. So we take turns in retrieving the organs po.
Okay, thank you for that, Dr. Yuga. Attorney Dot, again, nasa inyo naman muli ang pagkakataon. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Annie. Okay, Dr. Yuga. Okay, for people like, me, no? I'll just give myself as an example. I want my life to have meaning, no? After po ako, kunwari, my last breath, yung aking katawan ay pwede ko pong parts of my body I would like to donate to those who are in need, lalo na yung mga bata. How would I be able to inform you paano po ang proseso and paano rin po kayo nagpro-promote po nito so that people will know that kahit tayo po ay buhay pa, pwede po tayong mag-signify that we want to become donors of our organs in the future. Go ahead po.
Okay. So actually po, Hope came up with this deceased organ registry, no? So ngayon yung Hope doesn't just stand for human organ preservation effort, no? Meron na rin siyang help offer the promise of extending life. So in this manner po, meron din pong QR code that would be posted later po na while we're still alive po, we can actually register as donors in the future. No, apart from the one that we sign po sa driver's license, there's also, Hope also came up with that deceased donor registry. In this registry po, no, we also have to inform our relatives, particularly yung immediate family talaga po natin, regarding our will or to donate kapag dumating na nga po yung time na yon, no, na we will already leave this place. Kaya lang ho, dito kasi sa Philippines po, actually this is also our concern, no. Once a patient is brain dead and cannot decide for himself, it is the legal next of kin who decides for the patient. So sometimes po, willing talaga yung patient, pero wala naman po kasing last will and testament or any documentation na gusto niya palang mag-donate in the future. Ang nasusunod po at the end is really the decision of the legal next of kin. So in this manner, na nagkakaroon ng sort of advance directive, but this is not yet legally recognized po kasi as of this time. But at least, yung ganong desire ng bawat tao po, when communicated with their family, with their immediate family, then this could probably be a good start po na kilalanin and i-respect yung ganong klaseng request nila when they are still alive. So may ganun po ngayon na bagong one of the programs of Hope, yung Deceased Organ Registry po.
Okay, Deceased Organ Registry. Pero tama nga naman si Doktora. I'm sure marami dyan mga asawa o kaya yung mga kapatid, mga magulang, no, na ayaw nilang ipa-donate yung parte ng katawan ng kanilang loved one. So, maybe we have to have a law concerning this. I don't know kung anong magiging solution dito. Kasi tama po si Doktora eh. As of now, pagka brain dead, yung isang pasyente, ang magde-decide talaga kung anong gagawin sa organs niya ay yung kanyang next of kin. Sana merong ding parang mga advocates na sabihin, ipaalam sa citizenry na pwede naman ninyong gawin ito. Hindi naman ito bawal, hindi naman ito mali. In fact, maganda ito na gawin dahil may mga matutulungan kayo ng mga buhay, no? Ang ganda sana kung ito ay kumalat, ma-promote ng mabuti at masunod ng ating mga kababayan. Isani?
I'd like your suggestion, Attorney Dot. Napakaganda ng recommendation mo na yan. Para makatulong din tayo. I don't know, ito ay isang pamamaraan ng pagtulong natin dito sa Hope, Attorney Dot. Kasi para walang maging conflict in the future. Halimbawa ako, nag-signify ako na ako in writing, di ba po? Kasi may mga pinapipirma sila before niyan, Attorney Dot. Nakakuha na ako niyan natanong na ako niyan. I said yes. Mayroon akong pinirmahan. Hindi ko lang ma-recall. Now, ang binabanggit dito ni Attorney Dot, kung magde-decide na, pagdating doon sa decision, hindi ka na makakapag-decide dahil namatay ka na, di ba po? So, siguro.
Brain dead na
That's correct. Siguro, Doktora, yung mga nakikinig natin ng mga lawmakers, maybe, baka gusto nyong i-explore itong bagay na ito. Doktora, at this point, medyo kapos tayo sa oras, but rest assured na kami po ay gustong-gusto ka namin makaugnay muli sa mga susunod na araw. But for the meantime, ano muli ang inyong panawagan sa ating mga kababayan o mga reminders din patungkol dito sa ating napakahusay at napakagandang topic na pinag-usapan ngayong hapon?
Okay, thank you po. So because of the very high and alarmingly high na prevalence po ng kidney failure in the Philippines, tingin ko ho, yung isang kailangan din natin tignan is yung mga sakit na nagiging dahilan po ng kidney failure, and these diseases should be controlled or prevented, no? Kung maaari. But of course, when the time comes na yung patient who really develop kidney failure, it is very important po na they go to specialists who really handle kidney failure, such as the nephrologists and the transplant surgeons po, so that there would be a holistic approach, no? Mula sa planning pa lang po ng pagsimula ng dialysis kung kinakailangan hanggang ma-transplant po. So para lang po yung pag-increase ng awareness po on transplant should actually go hand in hand with disease organ donation. Kasi po kakibat po talaga ng transplant itong diseased organ donation or organ donation in general. But since we have also limited living donors, importante rin po itong diseased organ donation, and yung advocacy and yung pag-increase ng awareness ng mga tao regarding this will hopefully open the minds of many people regarding diseased organ donation, and so that more will be willing to help extend the lives of many more Filipinos po who are suffering from kidney failure.
Okay, Attorney. Pasalamatan na natin si Dr. Yuga.
Yes, Miss Annie, and we hope to have her back at pag-usapan naman natin kung paano magkaroon ng how do we prevent kidney failure. So at this point, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude to our guest this afternoon. Kulang na kulang po ang oras. Thank you so very much, Dr. Amabel A. Yuga, who is a consultant of the Division of Organ Transplantation and Vascular Surgery of the National Kidney and Transplant Institute, or NKTI. Maraming salamat po for sharing your time with us and your knowledge. Thank you po.
Thank you very much also for having me and for giving me a chance to at least impart and share with you our advocacy. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat po. Yan, Dr. Yuga, thank you so much. Next time ulit po.
If you liked or learned from this video, please click subscribe.